Row your boat gently down the river? Let's see how to add a custom boat to Minecraft. Alright, we find ourselves back in IntelliJ once more, and in this tutorial we're going to add a custom boat to the game. Now, this is a, well, semi-complex thing, once again, similar to the actual signs that we've already made, of course, but the boat, I would even say, is a little bit easier, luckily. That many hoops that we have to jump through, basically. And the first thing that we will do is we will create a custom boat entity. And that's, of course, inside of our entity class, because we need a custom entity. So in the custom right here, new Java class, and we're going to call this the mod boat entity. And this will extends the boat entity. So extends boat entity right here. And then we'll just create the constructor matching super right here. Now, we will actually need a few things, and once again, I will actually copy over, well, most of this. This is, of course, available for you in the description below, GitHub repository, or in individual gists as well. And we're just going to go through a few things. We will still need to create the item here. That's no worries at all. This is the item that drops when the actual boat gets destroyed. That should make sense. And then a few other things, for example, the mod entity type, of course, inside of the mod entity types also has to be done. And there's one very interesting thing that I will show there as well. That's the next thing that we'll do. We'll go in here and let's just take the pigeon basically, and we will simply replace everything that we need to replace. So this is going to be the mod boat entity right here, and we'll call this the redwood boat. This is equal to the redwood boat here as well. And then at the bottom there as well, right here. So the size here, I think I'm not actually quite sure how big a boat would be for its, size. However, the entity classification is going to be MISC, and then this one has to change to mod boat entity as well. And then you will actually get an error here, right? So this is going to say, hey, this doesn't work. Now, the way to make this work is absolutely insane. I don't know why this works. I know what the issue is. The issue here is that we have two different constructors here, and for whatever reason, this is taking the wrong constructor. I don't know why, the compiler isn't smart enough to figure out, hey, I need to take the constructor that literally matches what I need. It doesn't work, but what we can do is we can just, after the dot here, we can add angle brackets, mod boat entity, and then it's going to work. Why this works, I'm not sure. It's probably some crazy Java reason, right? But we're just going to take it. It's going to be fine. And then if we go in here, all of those errors should go away. And if we take a look at the errors right here, so those are gone. And then this one is it just hasn't updated yet. So this should be fine now. Then these two errors are left, where we actually have to add an item as well. Now that's not an issue at all. So inside of our mod items class, we're just going to take the staff and we're going to create this to be the redwood underscore boat. And then of course here as well, redwood underscore boat. Now this does not have a max stack size, and it is not in fact a staff item, but it is going to be a custom boat item. Aha. So inside of our item package custom new Java class mod boat item, we actually need to create a custom boat item as well. The reason for that we'll see in just a moment. So extends a boat item. Let's actually copy over the contents once again, all available for you, of course. And we're going to step through a few things here. So most of this is pretty much actually just taken from the boat item itself. As you can see, the classes look very similar. The only difference that we have right here is that instead of creating a new boat entity, we're creating a new mod boat entity. And instead of setting the boat type, as you can see, we're actually setting the wood type. So this sort of, goes hand in hand with the custom wood types that we've created right up here, mod wood types. This is basically used to say which 3D model it's going to take. So for the renderer, which is basically something we're also going to do in just a moment, there are, like I said, a few things that we need to do for this, but overall, it's not too crazy. And you, of course, have everything available in the description below, gists or GitHub repository. And here we then need to do mod boat item. And then the second one is actually the wood type, as you can see. So what we can just do, we can just put in redwood. We could also reference mod wood types dot redwood dot toString. We're just going to keep it like this because we know that this is fine. As long as this one here is written exactly the same as this one, it's going to work. And then last but not least, we also need a custom renderer. So this is going to be the mod boat renderer. Now, the reason why we need this extends the boat renderer. The reason we need this is, of course, for a custom boat texture. Now, we can see if we go into the boat renderer, this actually has a resource location array with all of the different boats in there. So that's basically when we need to override this, because we need to specify this in this case. If you want to add multiple boats, you will either need to make this a map, which maps from a particular wood type to a particular texture. That's probably the smartest idea to do here. But once again, there, a little bit of Java knowledge definitely helps you out to, well, to basically facilitate that more easily. Right now, we simply need to bind the actual renderer to the entity as well. So down here, we're gonna put in the redwood boat, and this is going to be the mod boat renderer. So that works fine. And then we, of course, still need to add the textures. So the boat texture actually goes into entity and then a new directory called boat, and then redwood PNG right here. And then we also need item model for the boat, but that's of course just a normal item. So this is the redwood underscore boat and redwood underscore boat here. And then let's add the translation as well. It's just going to be the redwood underscore boat right there. And then of course also the redwood boat. And then the boat texture for the item as well. This is of course also available for you for download. And we'll then just double check inside of the entity class. We'll see that this has now gone away. Here you would of course also add, different cases depending on your wood types, basically to return the different items if you have multiple ones. Right, that's pretty much all we need. So let's see if it works. Alright, we found ourselves back in Minecraft, and as you can see, the redwood boat has been added. Now let's see if I set it down. There it is, the beauty of the redwood boat, and if I go in, I can see that I can, well, just row down the river, just like the intro said. So I'd say that's pretty cool. Right, and that would already be it for this tutorial right here. I hope you found this useful and you learned something new. Like I've already mentioned, everything, of course, available for you in the description below, GitHub repository or individual gists to make it a lot easier so you don't have to type everything out yourself. And don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials just like this one. So, yeah.